Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the WEC Replica Championship on GT Sport. This is the final round of the season, round 7 at Interlargos, and we're getting ready for race 1. You can see there Callum on pole position there in the Audi R18 on the soft tyre. Then it's Bidzster second, also on the soft tyre. Neil third on the medium tyre in the Toyota, and then Jamo fourth on the soft tyre in the Porsche. And then the pole position in GTE is Seek 1 in the Porsche. Then it's and he's on the medium tyre for this one. Rodder's on the soft tyre in the Aston Martin in 6th. 7th is Techno in the other Porsche also on the medium tyres. Firepower running the medium tyres in the other Aston Martin in 4th place in class, and then Stacker 5th on the soft tyre. Then we've got TY right at the back because he was a bit late joining, so he missed a chance to get a lap in qualifying, so he starts at the back but on the soft tyre. So that should be quite an interesting one as we get ready then for the start of this race. So Callum on pole from Bidzster, Neil and Jamo as we get ready for a start to this race. Revs rise. Oh, Jamo's moved before the start. Jamo has moved. So he's going to get a false start. He's going to have to stop on the grid. Firepower has to avoid him and turns TY. Bit of a mess there, but gets away finally. As we look to everyone else to the first corner then. Callum from Bidzster. Neil goes absolutely wide, trying to make a different track. Rodder's in 4th. Firepower 5th, with TY right behind, trying to make up places and get up to his own class straight away. Unfortunately, no Task 1 this week, so unfortunate for that. There goes Seat 1, and there's Stacker with Jamo passing him from the back as well. So Callum then in the lead from Bidzster. They're already around turn 4 and 5. TY up to 4th, Rodder's 5th, and his teammate Firepower behind him, and then Jamo's coming through the pack as well. So Jamo's going to get through the pack here as well, trying to make a gap past Rodder's on the inside. There we go, straight through. So Firepower, Seat 1, Stacker ahead of Techno. So Techno's gone backwards on this start here. Techno goes absolutely backwards here, so unlucky for him, as Callum then in the lead of the race, still with Bidzster harassing him, but Callum had such good pace in qualifying. He was about half a second quicker than his opposition, so Callum could end up pulling away here, but Bidzster's trying to stay with him in the other Audi. So they're trying to stay with him. Neil Farmer in the Toyota in 3rd. TY trying to catch up in 4th place in the other Audi, very out of shape there onto the straight. There's Jamo in the Porsche, he's in 5th. Then we've got Rodders in 6th position there in the Aston Martin. Then we've got Firepower keeping Seat 1 back in the other Aston. Seat 1 wanting to try and get all the wins in the season. He's won every single race in his division, in Division 2 this season, so definitely up for a promotion to Division 1, but we'll have to see and wait for that because we've not got to the end of the season yet. Seat 1 then looks for a way past Firepower, right behind him then, looking for all the wins in the season. Stacker then behind him as well, his teammate, but Stacker's carrying a 10-second penalty from the last race when he took Jamo out in race 2. So Stacker carrying a 10-second penalty then, Techno behind him. As we look, let's have a look back into the GT. We've got Firepower drifting that Aston Martin. It's not Formula Drift Firepower, it's GT racing as we go up towards the complex section then. Meanwhile at the front, Bidzster still trying to keep with Callum, but Callum pulling away slightly from Bidzster here. So Callum's on the ball here. Let's just try these different cameras out, guys, because I'm not a fan of these ones. Let's see if that's better. Get a bit of a better camera angle there, a bit of a wider angle view. We get a bit of a view of what's going on. So there's TY 3rd, Neil Farmack 4th, Jamo 5th. Bit of a shortcut there. He might get a little penalty for that as well. So Rodders in 6th then, leading the GTE, pulling out a lead because his teammates keeping Seat 1 up behind him in the Porsche. So here you go up to the next corner. You can see the blue Aston Martin ahead, defending the inside. Seat 1 might try and get the cutback, but the Porsche has not got the power compared to the Aston Martin, as you'll see on this straight here. Even with a draft, Seat 1 won't be able to pull alongside him. He'll be able to stick roughly with him, but he'll not be able to pass properly. As we go down to the next corner, look at that, look at the power. Straight ahead, not able to close him whatsoever. As we go down towards turn 1, he might have a go on the brakes though. If he's brave enough, he's going up the inside. Yes, he is. Seat 1 goes up on the brakes, and so does Techno. As Seat 1 then gets ahead of Firepower, and then Stacker just behind, looking for a way through as well. So there they go. Stacker on the grass on the inside, trying to make a gap, and sort of, makes a gap and makes Firepower go off the track. So a little bit naughty there. So we'll have to get a little replay on that. Okay, here's a replay of the Stacker Firepower incident from on board with Techno. So Techno has a look down the inside of Stacker, doesn't do it as Seat 1 goes past Firepower. Firepower's a bit slower out the corner, so Stacker gets a good run on him, then goes to the inside though, and then goes, look, he's over the white line, over the curb on the grass, and then sort of makes Firepower have to run wide to avoid the contact and goes through, so it was a bit naughty that. As we come back from that then, Techno closes right up to Firepower after that little off there. Techno looking to get past the Aston Martin, so Firepower going backwards very quickly in this one. But up front, pulling away very quickly, is Callum Paul Banks in the lead of the race from Bidzster in second in the Audi R18. Obviously, Callum's already sewn up the Division 1 Championship, but he's still looking, obviously, there's still a battle on for the overall championship. Whoa, right over the curb there. Whoa, close stuff as Bidzster goes up behind him then. So it's still quite close to the overall championship. That's not sewn up yet by any means. As TY then in third, trying to catch his teammate. Let's have a look at the lap times then. 1:19.7 last time round for Callum. 1:19.7 last time round for Bidzster as well. So Bidzster sticking with him. 1:19.9 for TY. So all very consistent there. 22s for Neil, 21s for Jamo. So Jamo closes up to the Toyota then. So Neil Farmack not really enjoying this Toyota this season. Obviously, I bet he can't wait to get out of it. As Rodders in the lead of GT then, lead Seat 1, 1:33.4 last time round, 1:34 for Seat, but he has got a bit of traffic around him and Stacker's lost it! Stacker's lost it! I don't know if he got touched there, but he's side by side with Techno as well, then he gets spun round. Oh, that all happened a bit quick there, but we'll get a replay on that. Okay, now here's a replay of what happened to Stacker on lap 4, so watch here as we brake. Brakes, goes a bit wider, hits the grass and goes right round and loses the car, and then Techno goes past, but watch as we go down here. Stacker then tries to defend his position, hits Techno and then spins round himself. So as we come back from the misfortune of Stacker, we look to the possible fortune of Jamo, who's catching the Toyota of Neil Farmack in 4th place. Oh, as Jamo gets very out of shape into the corner there, so these two really not enjoying this circuit as we accelerate up the hill. They both get on the hybrid power. Both of these cars very quick with the hybrid power to get up to speed. Obviously a lot quicker than the Audis, but the Audis have got the top end advantage. As we go towards the line then. So look at this, Callum 120 dead, 1:19.9 for Bidzster. So Bidzster's still staying with him, but look at the tyres. Bidzster's tyres are just about the same as Callum still, so he's not doing too bad here with the rubber. So we'll have to see how it goes. But Callum, look at the battery he's got. And I think that's because there's a different braking style, as TY nicely pointed out to me. So nice shout out to TY there. There he is, who pointed this out to me after the race. That Callum's braking style means that he can charge the battery very well, whereas Bidzster and TY can't charge it as well because they have a different driving style to Callum. So Callum definitely, because we've been a younger driver as well, used to these modern cars and exploiting the best out of them that he possibly can. So look here, look how hard he brakes very hard into the corner, whereas Bidzster just trailing the brake there into the corner, which actually would be a faster way of driving, but because Callum's able to charge the battery all that much, he gets a nice good boost out of the corner. And look, he's already at 170 as we go past there. Bidzster not even at 170 yet, maybe 168, so losing out a bit of top speed on the Callum as well, so every little helps. So 1:19.7 and a 1:20.5 for Bidzster, so going backwards here now Bidzster. TY into a 19.8, so TY's even faster than his teammate here. And remember, Bidzster's got 2nd place in the championship, pretty much sewn up here as well, so in Division 1, but overall it's still a battle with Rodders for him, but TY is further back down the order, so he really wants to try and get up the order if he can, so we'll have to see what the two teammates will do as the race goes on, but it does look like at the minute TY is the man on the move of those two teammates. Meanwhile, Neil still in front of Jamo in the Toyota, ran more or less solo for this season because he had a teammate for the first half of the season, and then Nick Hash, unfortunately not able to race anymore in this season due to personal circumstances. So Neil more or less an independent on his own here with Jamo, who is an independent in the DeWalt Porsche, but done a very good season this time. Jamo obviously won a race last time, so very good job to him. So we'll see if he can grab another one here, maybe in this race. You never know, he could even do it in this race if the leaders have problems. But now the leaders are amongst the traffic, so they've just passed Stacker, who's at the back of the GTE field, and now Callum's got to deal with the other traffic in the GTE class as well. Meanwhile, Firepower's back up to third in class, so he's done well to gain up positions there as Seat 1 then gains on Rodders. Rodders must have made a mistake last time, 135.5, 133.9 for Seek. So, Rodders definitely making a mistake there. He's lost a couple of seconds to Seek, and as you can see there, the gap is closing. Rodders on the soft tyre though, and then Seat 1 on the mediums. Look at the tyre wear though. Rodders has got maybe the front right's almost half worn, and Seat 1, the front right's not even an eighth worn, so it's pretty different when it comes to the tyre wear as Callum then comes up to lap the back markers as Bidzster. I was right up behind him, so Bidzster obviously dealing with the traffic a lot better than Callum, and it's managed to help him close right up to the back of Callum here. But Callum gets through past Seat before the corner. Bidzster has to wait, so again another psychological boost towards Callum there as they power down the hill. Now he's going to get past Rodders. He's got to wait for a gap. He's going to go up the inside. No, he's not. Bidzster closes right up again, and he's going for the inside. Callum gives him a bit of space, but Bidzster can't quite get it done on the power. But look at the hybrid that Callum saved. He's able to get all that power down. Bidzster's run out now. Callum's still going with the hybrid power. Pulls right away. 160 mile an hour. Bidzster's only at 150. So, big difference there when it comes to the hybrid saving, which I think has been a big asset to Callum this season with the way that he's harvested that energy in the hybrid system. But, Callum, the eco-warrior, in the lead of the race then. From Bidzster, who's right behind him. But look at the battery. I can't believe the battery difference. Look at that. Just over half a battery. Bidzster's almost running out. So, really different driving styles here. And also Bidzster with a lot more worn tyres because he'll be trying harder to try and keep with Callum with the less battery. TY then. He's just got through past Seat 1 and Rodders as Seat 1 takes the lead then from Rodders. I missed that. Well, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I missed that completely because I was looking at the data. So, we'll get a replay on how that switched. So as we come back from that then, Seat 1 takes the lead in the class in GTE, looking to make it, hold the wins in the season, bar one. So we'll have to see if he can keep hold of this. Then if he wins the second race, it'll be a complete whitewash with wins. So good job for Seat 1 there. As we look further back then, there's Techno. He's just been passed by Jamo, who is right behind Neil Farmack now. So the traffic allowing Jamo to catch right up to Neil Farmack. As we go round the second to last corner, more or less it's the last proper corner on the track. The rest of it's just a bit of a slight bends. As Neil Farmack gets on the power past Firepower, and Jamo does the same thing up the hill. Jamo's still got more boost in that car though. Neil Farmack can't harvest the energy because the Porsche is very good at saving energy as it is anyway. As we go down the straight and in the draft, will Jamo go for a move here? Remember the pit stop window in between 13 and 17. I've not mentioned that yet, I do apologise. Between 1.3, 13 and 1.7, 17 is the pit window. So we'll have to watch out for that opening as Neil Farmack now gets traffic with Rodders. And he's going to have to wait behind because he can't get through. And he's going to go that side. Jamo goes to the other side. Can Jamo do a Schumacher-Hakkinen on Zonta? But no, he can't quite do it. Oh, very close stuff. That was almost it. Yeah, that was almost a repeat of the Schumacher-Hakkinen pass on Ricardo Zonta at Spa in year 2000. One of the best passes in Formula One, but that was a very close attempt to that. But Neil still keeps his cool and keeps his head and keeps ahead. Callum then, meanwhile, with almost a full charge of battery, half a tank of fuel. Bidzster with no half a tank of fuel and no battery, goes up the hill and up over the start-finish line then. Callum, let's see what his lap time is going to be this time round to see if Bidzster can close in 1:20.2. Bidzster 1:21.5, so he's really going back from Callum here, trying to do all he can. As we go down to this next corner. Now watch the brake. We'll have a little look here. Watch the at the bottom of the screen. Watch the little red bar that's going to appear on just on the left-hand side when they go to the brakes. Callum, bang, straight on the brakes, full power and then off. Bidzster, full power, then goes off a bit and then leaves the brake on a little bit as he goes into the corner just to help the car turn in. So, but that's where he's losing the battery because it's just his driving style. Bidzster can't brake like that, whereas Callum obviously can. So, and still make the corner, but again, I would not want to be Callum's brake supplier because I think, I would in one way because he'd earn us a lot of money, but also at the second time he'd break a lot of equipment doing that. So, yeah, but it's working for him on here. as we go into the next corner. TY closes on his teammate and 121.5 for Bidzster and a 120.8 for TY. So TY still closes in on his teammate. As we look back at Neil Farmack, still ahead of Jamo then. Jamo on the soft tyre, and he's actually saving those tyres pretty well. So this could be, he could make a little late race surge here as Neil Farmack makes a mistake. Neil Farmack goes wide and hands the position on a silver platter to Jamo, who without refusal takes the place, and up to 4th place then for Jamo as we go down the hill towards the last corner on the track into the braking zone. See, Neil Farmack even struggling to charge the battery here, but the Porsche just holds its charge so well, it doesn't use much power to actually get it to catapult out the corners, and he just pulls straight away from Neil Farmack there. Meanwhile, back in GT then, Seek 1 in the lead in the Porsche, looking to make it a bucket full of wins this season. Rod is in 2nd place, hoping to get a win, and Firepower trying to chase down his teammate as well. So 36 last time round for Rodders, so he must have made a big mistake. Oh, we've got Seek 1 136.2. Let's have a look at the lap times this time round. This might spell a bit more information for us. 135 dead for Seek, 136.4, and then 135.8 for Firepower. So Firepower faster than his teammate here, so I wonder how this is going to work out, because Rodders is challenging Bidzster for 3rd overall in the championship, but again, Firepower's in his own battle with Jamo and TY, and more importantly Techno in his own class. So we'll have to see what's going to happen here as well within these two teammates. There's Techno in 4th place in class, and then we've got Stacker rounding off the back. So Stacker not having a good race in this one again, so unfortunately not a good season for Stacker in this one, so hopefully he'll be able to do much better next season. So meanwhile then, Callum up front, lap 12, the next lap the pit window opens, so heads out onto the back straight. 120.8, 122.1 for Bidzster, 2 seconds off, and 21.3 for TY, so definitely getting caught by his teammate here. So TY then rocking the team player in the Isle of Wight colours in the in the 3rd place Audi, the 00 TY, the Dick Dastardly of our group, and his sidekick Muttley there in 2nd place. So as we go up and over the hill then, let's have a look a bit further back at some battles that could possibly be happening. We've got Rodders and Firepower closing up to one another here. So Firepower reeling in his teammate, which has usually been the other way around this season, but Firepower loving this Aston Martin. Going very well indeed in it. Let's have a look at the traffic situation for Callum then. Has he got any traffic? Yes, he's got Stacker again. So obviously with Interlargos being quite a short lap, they will get lapped a few times, the GT boys, and Callum goes right around the outside of Stacker there. Onto the straight we go. So Callum then in the lead of the race, starts lap 13. The pit window is now open for Callum and everyone else who crosses the line this time in his division. So Bidzster over the line then, 122.4 again, 121.8 for TY. So Bidzster still going backwards here, but if you look at the tyre wear, Callum's tyre wear a lot better. If we switch to Bidzster now, watch this. Bidzster's tyre wear at the front a lot worse, and TY more or less the same as Callum. So Bidzster obviously trying to make up for the lack of battery, but not really helping here. So Bidzster scrubbing his tyres a bit more than the others. Goes a bit wide there, but gets away with it. There's Jamo then, still ahead of Neil Farmack, but Neil Farmack staying with him. You've got to give Neil Farmack some credit. He's being passed by Jamo, but he is keeping with him now. So good on Neil here in the Toyota, as Jamo gets a bit crossed up out the corner, I think, and Neil closes up, but into turn 4. Nicely through turn 4. The Jamo goes a bit wide there. That could cost him a penalty, but we'll have to see, as he goes a bit scrappy out of there, but gets away with it. Meanwhile then, Callum in the traffic then. Callum goes up to pass the traffic and he's caught him in a prime place, right on the bit where the hybrid kicks in. Get the power on, straight round the outside of him, and jobs are good, and right round the outside of him. Bidzster's probably going to catch him in a less fortunate place, but TY's right behind his teammate now, so wonder what's going to happen here. Callum 121.9. Bidzster, obviously the tyres going off. Bidzster 123.5, 121.2 for TY. So Bidzster really falling off the pace here. So he's going backwards. He might as well be driving in reverse at the way he's going. But TY very short-cutted there. But that'll be a little penalty to carry. But he'll burn that off as the race goes by probably. As we go down the straight then. We're catching up to the Aston Martin pair, so the Team Jorex about to get passed by Team Art as we go out of the corner. And you'll admit Firepower's right behind his teammate now as the Audis come through. Bidzster gets past both of them before the corner, and TY has to wait, but also they are Rodders and Firepower battling with each other, but he gets through past Firepower. He has to wait behind Rodders before he can get past, but he might be able to go right around the outside here. He'll be brave if he does, but he does. He knows he's got the grip. He knows he's got the grip, and he doesn't compromise Rodders' line. So well done to him there. And now he's through to chase his teammate yet again. As Callum then accelerates up the hill, he's past seat 1 already. As Bidzster comes into the last corner then. So the pit window is open now, so I wonder what the strategy is going to be. Lap 14 out of 30. Callum goes for half distance before pitting, then he starts lap 15. Will Bidzster pit this time, or will he go round? He's going to go round, I think. So Bidzster goes round this time. TY as well. Jamo, I think they're all going to leave it pretty late on the pit stop, so they've got fresher tyres for the end of the race. Jamo's ahead of Neil, so Jamo still ahead of Neil. And Stacker gets lapped there. As Firepower then into the pit, so the GT boys, so look at the fuel and the GT boys. So Rodders has gone round again, but it's going to compromise him because he's got dead tyres and hardly any fuel. As Firepower into the pits then with Techno behind him, but Techno's going to put less fuel in than Firepower, but there was a bigger gap. So Firepower then fueling up the car. Let's have a look. Is there anyone else that's come in now? Stacker has gone round, Rodders has gone round, and seat 1 on the medium tyre looks pretty set really. He's saved a lot of fuel as well, so he might be able to go later into the race before pitting, and that could make all the difference if you can get to halfway. So Rodders then on the dead rubber goes round. Stacker goes round in 3rd place now, but remember they've come out of the pits. There's Firepower at the pits on the soft tyre, Techno out the pits on the hard tyre, so 2 different strategies here, and Firepower hasn't fully filled up the tank either, so that might not help him towards the end, but we'll see. Unless he's confident he's going to save enough fuel to the end, but we'll have to see. Let's have a look and see if anyone else is going to pit then. So Callum's gone round onto lap 16. Remember, 17 is when it closes. It'll be quite a quick pit window this, because the laps are quite short in this one. As TY goes for the pit lane then. Bidzster goes round, so TY's in front of Bidzster, so did Bidzster let him through? We'll have to see, get a replay. Okay, here's a replay of how TY got past Bidzster then, so you can see Bidzster struggling with the tyres here. TY on a much better pace, so Bidzster, aware of his teammate's presence, moves over and just lets him go past because he knows that TY's got more pace than him, and then he just decides to follow TY. So as we come back from that anyway, they swapped again because obviously TY's just gone into the pits there. 16 litres of fuel left, half distance, get the fuel maxed up and then go for it towards the end. Bidzster then going around, so's Callum, and Callum on red fuel now. Bidzster saving a bit more fuel than Callum though, so Bidzster winning on the fuel race but not the tyre race. If you look at the tyres though, actually they are quite even, because look at Bidzster's front and rear. Now watch the diagram as we change to Callum now. See, Callum's got less worn fronts but more worn rears, so as he's proving there. So TY comes out the pits then on the soft tyre, and then we've got Rodders and Stacker into the pits then. Seat 1 goes round, Seat 1's gone round again, so they've gone round again. Rodders and Stacker into the pits, really low fuel, and they're going to get the tyres changed. So there goes Firepower. That just shows you all the time that they've lost in the pits as they go out the pits. And there's Firepower, so Firepower takes the initiative over his teammate. So remember, he's on the soft tyre and he's put less fuel in. Rodders has put a full tank in the medium tyres, so he looks pretty safe really towards the end. Just a bit of fuel saving and he'll be able to get to the end. Firepower will probably have to pit again, so we'll have to see what the different strategy is going to be. Whether Firepower's going for a fast stint and then pit again. We'll have to see what the order of the day is. The Stacker comes out of the pits on a fresh set of softs, ready to go to hopefully to the end of the race. As Techno goes around there on the hard tyre. I don't think the hard tyre is really the best tyre to be on. I think the soft and the medium are quite good, but we'll have to see what Techno's going to pull out the hat here. As Callum then onto lap 17, not choosing to pit yet. Seat 1's in from the leader GTE, he's in the pits, his pit crew come out to meet him. 13 litres of fuel left, and so he'll definitely be able to get to the end. Callum then closes up to Techno, he's not pitted yet. Bidzster's not pitted yet either. And then neither is Neil Farmack, Jamo and TY obviously has. So TY then pushing hard now. That's probably why Bidzster let him through earlier. So TY pushing hard. Seat 1 into the pits. He's obviously had his tyres changed, getting the fuel in. There's Firepower, and there's Seat 1. He's already out the pit lane now, and Firepower isn't even at the line yet. So is Firepower coming in again? Firepower's coming again. What's he done? What's he doing? He's coming to the pits again. Unless he's not, he weren't confident about the fuel or something, but he's coming again, so that's not good news for Firepower. Seat 1 then takes the lead of GTE again, as Callum comes into the pits in the lead of LMP1. Obviously Bidzster will have to follow in this lap, so will Neil, so will Jamo, and TY will be able to make up some places hopefully. But that's not good news for Firepower. Bad strategy for Firepower there. He didn't actually fill up the tank properly. So human error there by Firepower, not filling up the tank properly. So that's good. That's cost him several places and possibly some good points in this race. So not good news there for Firepower one single bit. As we look into the pit stops then, Bidzster getting fueled, Callum's on his way, Jamo's coming in, Neil's coming in, Bidzster still fueling the car up. So Callum out on the fresh set of softs and plenty of fuel to get to the end of the race. Bidzster's out with the same, I think, yep, soft tyres and a full tank of fuel. Jamo off the jacks, Neil off the jacks, fuel going in. Jamo saved a lot more fuel than Neil because obviously the hybrid on the Porsche is a lot better than the hybrid on the Toyota, as you can see by the charge that's left. So there we are, 70 litres of fuel for Jamo, so obviously he feels he can get to the end on less fuel, so we'll have to see what that's going to do. Whereas obviously Neil's put less fuel in as well, he's put 78 litres in, so that could make a difference as well. As they go out the pits then, rejoining the race, Neil Farmack on the medium tyres though compared to Jamo on the softs, so different strategies here, so we can see a lot of different things working out. So in LMP1 then, Callum is in the lead, TY second, Bidzster in third, obviously quite a bit further back now, so not working out the best for him, as Jamo in fourth, and then Neil in fifth. And in GTE, obviously the pit stop window still not over yet, but your provisional positions are Seat 1 in the lead, Rodders in second, Techno third, Firepower in fourth, and Stackett in fifth. But actually I can probably clarify that they are the positions because they've all pitted anyway. So Firepower moves ahead of Stacker then. Gets one place, and his next target is Techno on those hard tyres, which I do not think are the best tyres whatsoever. But as you can see from the slide into that corner there, and he's losing time. 135s compared to 133s of Firepower, so 2 seconds a lap slower. Yes, the tyres will definitely last to the end, but it's not the fastest tyre in the world. The medium tyre would be a much safer option to go for if you wanted some rubber that would last. But Techno's still learning, he'll get there eventually. Obviously I speak from experience myself, as Seat 1 goes around to go up to the line through the last corner. So then Callum then coming up to the traffic, Callum coming up to lap Firepower as he goes round the outside of him, as TY's just past Stacker in the background. So Callum tries to go around Firepower but then waits to the straight, uses the hybrid power and goes straight past Firepower there as they exit the corner. TY next on the agenda, and then we've got Bidzster a bit further back. Bidzster's lost a lot of time there. He's gone quite far back there, so not good news for Bidzster here. But the good news with them is that they've got plenty of fuel to get to the end of the race. TY's only put 70, well, just over 3/4 of a tank in, but that hopefully should get him to the end of the race. 119.4 for TY as well, so really pushing on this set of tyres. Really wanting to get to Callum if he can. So we start lap 20 then. 120.3 and a 121.1 for Callum, so still TY closes in, but is he pushing too hard too early, because his tyres will go off if he does that. So we'll have to see. As Bidzster goes across the line, there's Jamo and Neil, so a little bit more spread out in Division 1. Division 2, Seat 1 in the lead by a country mile from Rodders. And then we've got Techno being caught by Callum and lapped by him as Techno goes wide and Firepower closes in. 133.8 is fastest lap of the, well, 133.1 was actually his fastest, but the graphic is having a bit of a glitch there. So Techno last time round a 134.4 and a 133.8 for Firepower, so still catching up is Firepower, so we'll have to see what that's going to be like for the end of the race. Stacker then in 10th, still trying to get used to that car, but he doesn't have to get used to it for very much longer because this is his last race in it. And as he goes wide there, which just makes my point even more obvious, that the fact that he's struggling with that car, and hopefully next season will be a lot kinder to him. So, because obviously next season is the LPB Manufacturer Series, and there'll be more explanations on that when the new video comes along. But yep, stay tuned for that, guys. It's going to be one hell of a season. So Hope you all look forward to that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Every like and subscribe is really appreciated. Obviously, I make these videos not out of being paid. I make them out of fun, and I love doing commentary. And obviously, I would like to commentate on a lot more things, not just this. But I do love racing. I love doing the commentary. It's the closest I can get with the lack of funds. Obviously, I would want to race myself, but I would love to race myself. But with not having the money, this is as close as we get doing the sim racing, and I love doing the extra commentary on top. So hope you're all enjoying it, and don't forget to leave me feedback's always appreciated down below. So as we carry on with the race then, seat 1 then about to get lapped, so laps leader. Callum lapping seat 1 here, just on the hybrid power and straight round. TY still in the 120s, so doing still good lap times. The 119.4 was his fastest, but he's got to keep an eye on those tyres to make sure they last till the end. So 120.6 for Callum last time, 120.4 for TY. So TY still catching up, but not as quick as you might want to here, as Bidzster's on the same lap times as his teammate now, but it's a bit late in the race. He can't really close up much as he laps Rodders there. And then Jamo on the 121s, so Jamo a bit slower than Bidzster here, but still pushing hard, doing well. Neil Farmack in the 21s in the Toyota and drifting that car out, so clearly not enjoying the handling of that Toyota is Neil Farmack. So again, hopefully next season will be a lot more kinder to him. So everyone a little bit more spread out now, but again, it's all about the lap time. It's all about not making mistakes, being consistent. Obviously, we all love to see a good scrap and a good battle, but sometimes it's just the glory of watching a car go around on the limit and drivers pushing to the limit to try and get the maximum out of the car. That's what we love racing for, to see how fast you can go without making a mistake. As Callum is very good at, and so is Seek 1, who's in the lead of his class as well. So they're both very good at that, both doing exceptionally well this season. Seek 1 in ultimate dominant fashion, almost about 3 race wins in front of his nearest rival. So really good job by Seek. As Bidzster comes up to lap him. Let's have a look then further down. Let's have a look at where the Aston Martins are. So Rodders is there, there's Firepower. Firepower still catching up to Techno, 130, still in the mid 133 range, and Techno in the 35. So Firepower definitely closing up then as Neil comes up to lap them. So Neil comes up to lap Firepower in the Aston Martin and does so with relative ease. So let's have a look at Techno's next on the agenda. Techno next on the agenda for Neil Farmack. As we go out of the complex down the hill towards the last corner, Neil should be able to get through just before the corner. Yep, he does. Does he go wide? Yes, he does, but he just about gets away with it. Techno almost follows him, but he'll know next time not to follow Neil, as Neil explained there. So let's have a look at the lap times this time round for Firepower and Techno. So Techno first. And lap 19 as we come over the line, let's have a look, and it's a 135.9, and Techno 134.3. So he's just over a second a lap faster than Techno, so it's just a matter of time as Stacker comes into the pit. So clearly not confident with the fuel level to get to the end of the race, so going for a fuel top up, probably a fresh set of tyres, and then he will safely be able to get to the end of the race. So sensible option there by Stacker, because he's at the back, nothing to lose. And obviously carrying that 10-second penalty from the last race anyway, so not really going to affect him much. As Callum comes over the line. Lap 24, 6 laps to go. TY over the line. Let's look at the lap times then. Oh, Callum's bringing up the speed again. Oh, as he drifts around that corner. Still pushing hard, doesn't care about the gap. 119 now for Callum. 119.6 and a 119.5 the last 2 laps. TY's last 2 laps have both been in the 20s, a 20.7 and a 20.2. So TY responding with a 20.2, but still not able to get the best out of the car that Callum is. Because look at Callum's tyres, a lot fresher than TY's. So Callum absolutely pulling all the stops out here and really doing a good job. Obviously he's already won the Division 1 Championship, but the overall is still to fight for with Seek 1 here, so anything can happen, so we'll have to watch out for this. As Bidzster comes through there, he's in the 121, so obviously backed off a little bit, just wanted to safely get the car to the end. I think he'll be quite happy with 3rd place because there's a big gap in front and behind him, so just get to the end. There's Jamo in 4th with Neil Farmack still about half a sector behind. 126 last time around for Neil, so I had a bit of an off, or he was lapping someone. As we look further back, and Techno has got firepower all over the back of him now. 136.7 and a 133.7. 3 seconds faster. Firepower as we go down to the next corner. It's only a matter of time, probably before he gets past. Looks to the inside. Not going to go through there. Techno, he might run wide here with the hard tyres. Yes, he does, but look, the hard tyres are still wearing about the same rate as the softs, so Techno should have gone on a lower grade of tyre. As Firepower goes to the outside, Techno defends the inside. So even though he's on different tyres, he wants to hold on to that position as long as he can. Well, preferably for the next 6 or 7 laps to get to the end. So, because obviously they'll do a few less laps than the LMP1 boys anyway. But Firepower really wants to get past here. He's got plenty of fuel and loads of different and loads of fresh tyres to do it. So hopefully he'll be able to do it. As we go out of this corner, he'll definitely be able to do it on the straight, if not anywhere else, if he uses the tyres to get good traction. Let's go on board with Techno here. So as we climb out the corner, Firepower, we get, oh, Techno makes a little mistake there, which could help Firepower close in. Now let's see and watch the power of this Aston Martin close up on the straight. As we go down the straight, you can see him getting a bit closer. As we go down the straight, Aston Martin's got better top speed over the Porsche anyway. Here he comes. You can see him getting closer and closer. Techno almost hits the wall there. As we go back to the outside cameras, Techno goes into turn 1 and gets a little bit out of shape, but nothing too bad as he goes out the corner there. Firepower on the move then. Come on, let's see if we can get through. 135.4, Techno 134.9, so Techno's responding now. So obviously he's waited a little bit and he's responding, so the hard tyres must still have some life back in them. Or some grip in them as Techno runs wide there, very wide, and Firepower goes up the inside as Techno almost makes a mistake there and gets very crossed up, and Firepower takes 3rd place. So Firepower gets through to 3rd, Callum follows him through to lap them, and then laps Firepower halfway through the corner. So good job there by Firepower, 3rd place. So we look further back then, let's have a look at TY. He's actually quite close to Callum now. So 20.8's the last 2 laps for TY. 20 dead for Callum last time around, but obviously he's had a bit of traffic trouble this time. But TY's got the traffic now as Techno goes off, and it was that contact. We'll have to see. But, oh, TY, I think, did he hit Firepower there? I don't know if he hit in there, but it's a bit messy by TY this, if it is so. But, and then he actually compromised Firepower's line a bit there, but we'll have to get a replay on that. Okay, here's a replay of how TY got past that traffic then on lap 26, so watch into here. Techno locks up the brakes a little bit, goes wide, and then makes his own mistake. So TY gets past him here now, watch here with Firepower, goes down the hill, Firepower keeps to his line, then we just slow down just in time, there was no contact, we wait until after the corner. Firepower takes his normal line, but then, if you look, he gets actually some power on oversteer. TY sees it and then actually goes around the outside, so there's no issues there. Well done to TY. As we come back from that then, we go down the straight with TY then. Let's have a look, 22.3 for Callum, 22.5 for TY, so both of them got held up by the traffic a bit that lap, but again, remember the GT3 cars get right of way, or the GT cars should I say, get right of way when it comes to the line when the guys are lapping them, when the Division 1 and the LMP1s are lapping them. So the GT cars get right of way when it comes to the line. The LMP1s have to wait for a gap and then go around them like that. That's how you do it, TY. Not how you did it before. But yep, Callum in the lead. TY, Bidzster in 3rd, still lapping in the 21, maybe the odd 22 now because of the tyres going off. So just nice settling for 3rd. Jamo in a nice solid 4th place, and Neil Farmack in a nice solid 5th. So all's well with LMP1. GTE, it is Seek 1 in the lead, 134.8 last time round, with quite a gap over Rodders. He's got about a 20-second gap, maybe over Rodders, maybe more. So Rodders in 7th place overall, 2nd in class. Then Firepower, who's actually closing on his teammate now. Firepower closing on his teammate with only a few laps left, so 137.1 last time round for Rodders, 35 dead for Firepower. So Firepower really on the move here. I've not seen him with this level of pace for a while, so or if ever, but with the most respect. But Firepower, definitely, ever since he's changed his name from Mr. Slow One to Firepower, he's definitely picked up the pace, and he's definitely driven a lot better as well. He's almost contact with an LMP1, but what's Firepower doing? Oh, what's he doing? He could just go to the end. What's he pitting for? Remember, the LMP1 boys are going to be at the end of the race soon. They've only got 3 laps left. Oh, Firepower throws away a potential second place because he was catching him, and he comes into this. Techno follows him because he's run out of fuel, but still, Firepower could have saved a bit more fuel and got to the end, but again, if he doesn't think so, then he's not done it, but puts just over half a tank in, fresh set of softs, but that's ruined his chances of getting second place, which he was definitely on the ball of getting, but disappointment there at the end of that race, because it was Firepower really looking to get God as his teammate, but unfortunately we will never see how that happens. As Stacker then goes, is he going to get ahead of Techno? Techno's coming out of the pits. No, Techno gets ahead, I thought, because they swapped round for a minute, but Stacker close to Techno, but Techno's got fresh rubber on, so I don't see a problem there. And they've put enough fuel in to actually do the 30 laps, when actually the LMP1 boys are only, well, Callum's got 2 laps to go now, so that was a really big mistake there from Firepower. They didn't read the laps very well. But unfortunately, like I said before, we'll never get to see how that ends. As seat 1 there comes round, will Rodders pit this lap, or will he know that the LMP1s are not far off the end? Because it would be a shame for him to lose second place, but we'll have to see. Could that actually be a good move by Firepower? We don't know. We'll have to see if Rodders actually chooses to pit or not. But he shouldn't have to, really, as he goes across the line, and I don't think he will now. No, he won't. He won't pit now because the LMP1 boys will come across the line. It'll flash up saying last lap. So, Callum's not quite there yet, but he'll be there soon. TY still working hard to close in. Callum back in the 123s now, just taking it a bit easier. TY behind, still in the 121, so still pushing hard for TY, trying to catch up if he can. But again, the laps are running out. There's Bidzster on the same pace as his teammate now, but again, he's too far back, so not being a good race for Bidzster this. Obviously, couldn't keep with Callum at first and burned his rubber out too much trying to stay with Callum. So Callum with insane pace here, pushing everyone to the limit. Jambo's still in a solid 4th. Let's have a look at the GT boys then. Seat 1 there. Rodders, so let's see if we've got anyone else that's close on track. There's Firepower with Techno behind, so 34s now and a 32 for Techno last time round. Now he's on the soft tyre, so now he can actually go a bit quicker, but gets the car nice to turn into the corner there. Stacker comes up in the other car as well, so Stacker in 10th place. Meanwhile, Callum is on his last lap of the race now, lap 30 out of 30, down the back straight towards turn 4. And up on the curbs, doing a very good job here, 121.4, so just picking up the pace a little bit, just so TY can't get too close. TY 122.2 last time round, so just backed off a bit. Meanwhile, Bidzster's just lapping the traffic there, lapped seat 1 very nicely, 121.7 last time round for Bidzster, so Bidzster very consistent though, 21s and 22, high 21s, low 22s, so very consistent pace, but just not the overall pace that was needed to win the race. As Callum's valiantly, I'm trying to choose big words here, valiantly shows us how it's done. As Callum then comes out of the last corner to win the final Division 1 LMP1 race for himself of the season. So his last time in the Audi, and he goes out with style and worthy of a champion. Wins, well done Callum, wins the Division 1 race, well done in the LMP1. TY second, well done to TY, second place. Bidzster in 3rd, so Bidzster's going to come across the line in 3rd position. I think someone else has finished further back as well. Stacker's crossed the line in 10th, so Bidzster comes across the line for a well-deserved 3rd place. And he's still on with it for a good battle with Rodders in the battle for overall 2nd in the championship. There goes Jamo, but the winner of GTE comes across the line. Seat 1 continues his ruthless streak in Division 2. Well done to Seat 1, Division 2 champion, but also he's only got 1 race to go and he'll have won every race of the season. So Jamo gets 4th. It's going to be 5th for Neil Farmack, who's going to be the next one across the line as well. So Neil Farmack comes up in 5th place. We've still got Rodders coming up there as well. We've got, Techno spun on the last lap. So Techno spun, So that means he can't catch Firepower, but Rodders comes up for second place in class. So Neil crossed the line in 5th. Rodders in 7th place overall and 2nd place in class. 3rd place in class goes to Firepower. It could have been a 2nd, but never mind. I'm sure he'll take a 3rd very happily. Well done to Firepower. Good race from him. And Techno is going to be the last one to finish in 4th in class. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay guys, here's the results from that one then. So Callum wins that one. Well done to Callum. He takes the last one in the Audi R18. TY is 2nd. Bidzster is 3rd. Jamo finishes 4th, and Neil comes back in 5th place. Then it's Seek 1 who wins yet again in GTE. Well done to Seek 1. Rodders finishes in 2nd. 3rd for Firepower. 4th is Techno, and 5th place for Stacker. The fastest lap of the race goes to TY, a 1:19.4 for the extra point. So as we come back from that then, there's the winner in Division 1, Callum, in the Audi R18, and the winner in Division 2 is Seat 1 in the Porsche. Well done to Seat 1 as well, and also if he wins the last race of the season in race 2, then he will have won every single race of his division in this championship, which will be our first and a great milestone and a big record to beat. But there's Callum, the overall race winner, and we'll see you guys for race 2. Take care, guys.